Okay, so I'm gonna talk about a book right now. It's called Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. And so far, so good. The book is great, even though there's like a love triangle going on. I'm on page 356 and 357, where Xing Yin and the crown prince named Li Wei talk about, where they are traveling to get some pearls from dragons. That's where I'm at. But the whole time, when I got to this point, this whole part right here, this thicker part that I'm holding, this entire part was a love triangle between Xing Yi and bear with me. Me saying Chinese names is not not the best. So I'm sorry about my Chinese viewers. I will get them right and I will pronounce them right. Xing Yin first fell in love with the crown prince Li Wei. She's the daughter of a moon goddess who took an elixir before she was even born. The mother, who's the moon goddess, to save herself and Xing Yin, because they both wouldn't survive the birth. So, long story short, after a confrontation with the Celestial Kingdom Empress, now if you're a history buff, and in Chinese culture, the emperor is the dragon emperor. And whereas the empress is the phoenix empress. Because the phoenix and the dragon are, I guess, correlate with royalty and regalness and majesticness. And this is out of respect, okay? And so the Empress comes to Xing Yin's mother, their palace on the moon, because Xing Yin, her powers were starting to manifest. So the Empress and her attendant, Minister Wu, were trying to investigate, whose magical power is this? So we're at the point where Xing Yin is in the Celestial Kingdom after her maid Ping had shoved her off their little cloud. And so that's where all of this meeting with the prince transpired. And so she worked at this mansion. Let's see. Uh, Hang on, let me find the page with the name on it. Bear with me, I'm trying to find the name of the palace the mansion she was at. I think it's called the Golden Lotus Mansion. Yeah, the Golden Lotus Mansion. So she goes to this Golden Lotus Mansion. So she finds a job there as an attendant. So the princess that, not the princess, but the lady that she serves is a brat. So the attendants that were also serving her, the other ones, had connections, whereas Xingyin did not have connections. So, sorry, I had to put a cough drop in. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I've been coughing lately, so that's why I sound the way I do. This is not the only Chinese book, Chinese related author that I have. Because I'll get to that in a minute. I digress. So, while she's at the Golden Lotus Mansion, the young lady she's serving and her attendants treat her like she's scum of the earth. And the reason is because she has no connections anywhere. So that would make her lower in rank than the others. And I mean lower. So one day, it was like a chilly day, and the lady had said to Xingyin, go get my robe. And I think it was either a peachy pink or a peachy orange robe, and there was an ink spot on it. And Jian Yi, one of the attendants, had ink on her hand, so a little bit of evidence. Now, the whole time she was there at the mansion, Xing Yi was blamed for anything and everything that she did not do, because she was a lowly attendant. So Xing Yi was told to go to the river to get the spot out. Didn't work, it got worse. So she saw Prince Li Wei there at the river. She didn't know he was the prince until the lady she was serving bowed to him and called him Crown Prince Li Wei. And so after he removed the ink stain from the robe, and he told her that, you could have, used your magic to lift the ink stains up, and asked the young mistress of the Golden Lotus Mansion if she listened to Xingyin's side of the story, and she said no. That everything she did was a problem. And I'm like, okay, so what you're saying is that you didn't even remotely get her side of the story. Because I thought, rich people. Rich people don't care about stories from a person's point of view who are innocent. So Prince Li Wei had believed Xing Yin because, you have to believe somebody when they say they didn't do it, they did not do it. I think the last time I was at a bookstore, it was Barnes and Noble, and I got this book. No, it was Walmart, actually. Walmart. I was at Walmart when I found it, and I had been enthralled in it. I was going to get the second book at Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, but I decided against it. I said, next time, I'm going to get it. I am going to get it next time. So, anyway, she says, I like to join in this companion trial thing, and so she wins to his mother, who's the Phoenix Empress's chagrin, to her disappointment and dismay and her meanness and total disagreement of it. That sorry. That Xing Yin was gonna be his companion. Because they had a lot in common. Sorry, I had to take a little break to cough. So, throughout the 2 years that Xing Yin and Li Wei were together, they started to grow. Their relationship started to grow into something more. And so they went to this market that happens every 5 years, early one morning. And they both got these tassels with these little jade orbs that each one would glow red if someone was in danger. And one time, Xing Yin was fighting the king of the merfolk, and she was poisoned, and so she was healed, but that's a different story altogether, but I'll get to that in a minute. So the lady that they bought these tassels from said that they were like fated matches, like a fated match. But for the longest time, Xing Yin at first was okay with the idea of, holding the prince's affections. But up until one point, he found out that he was being betrothed to another from the Phoenix realm, the Phoenix Kingdom. And Xing Yin was not at all happy about it. She said her heart fell when she heard this at the banquet that the prince, and the Captain Wenji, who is like the most prominent captain in the Celestial Kingdom army, who's been on a lot of campaigns and so on and so forth. And so she gets her heart broken because the man she loved is betrothed to another, but at the same time, he's a prince, and she's just somebody. Now, she's keeping her mother a secret because her mother's the moon goddess. So she's keeping her status as the goddess's daughter a secret because that was a promise that she made to her mother. Keep me a secret while you're away. Tell no one. So she does, So when Li Wei had found out that he was being betrothed to a girl named Fang Mei with an E, Fang with an E, Fengmie, Fang Mei, and it is described that she's really beautiful, the princess, and so Xingyan is obviously betrayed. She felt like the prince betrayed their love they had for each other. But at the same time, Xingyan is portraying herself as a lowly attendant to the prince. Because being a prince, you cannot marry a commoner. You have to marry somebody who is noble or royal. So he has to marry a royal woman, which is Fang Mei of the Phoenix Kingdom. So she and the prince are struggling with the fact that they cannot have each other the way they intended to. So she was given she was talking to a general, I forgot what his name is, but he had offered her a position in the Celestial Army, and she was given first archer, but by her choice, by her free choice. So that's, what she got was first archer. So Captain Wang Ji also fell in love with her in the process. So she started to get feelings for Wen Ji. And in the process of all these years, they started having feelings for each other. And Li Wei started to get jealous of the fact that she's with the captain more often than she is with the prince. So when she's with the prince, Captain Wen Ji is jealous that she's with him. So that's a love triangle that happens in almost all of the books that I've read. And, but ultimately, she breaks off their relationship. She breaks off the relationship with Li Wei after she saved him from a flower immortal named Hua Ling, who was scorned by Prince Li Wei's father a really long time ago, and so she tried to have the prince killed and, get revenge for her broken heart and being betrayed and whatnot. So she dies. Hua Ling dies. And Xingyan gets the Crimson Lion talisman that she's always wanted. But before Hua Ling dies, Xingyan admits to Li Wei that she has always loved him. Still loves him. Still. And that Xingyan said that she felt relieved and that the burden of it was lifted off her shoulders at last, and that gave her the freedom to let him go. And so she felt liberated in a sense. And so she thought, I'm going to take up Wenji's offer and go with him. But I was given a task to find these dragon pearls, as a favor or something. Because she admitted to Prince Li Wei and his parents and the entire Celestial Kingdom court who she was, and that she wants her mother freed from her imprisonment. But that is not easily broken, because her mother had stole her father's elixir of immortality. Is it the fault of Xingyan? No. It is the fault of her parents. So she was denied that favor, that request. So she told the emperor, what request do you want of me to do or to get? So he had, said, get these dragon pearls from these 4 sea dragons. There's a booger flying in my nose and it's bothering me. And bring them back. That I think what he meant was they have to be willing or choose to follow them, since he's emperor of the Celestial Kingdom or whatever. And so basically he wants the dragons to bow down to him. But in the past, the dragons don't bow down to anybody. And I mean nobody. Because I'm sure they'd burn you to a crisp if you forced them to. But honestly, that's where I'm at. So this is, I guess, booktube or something. So basically that's where I'm at in the entire book. So hopefully that it's good after I finish it. That the ending is really good. So I'll let y'all know later.